Hello everybody and welcome back, and we're going to start today with a dice box. You might notice I have a new one and it's quite different from the other ones. Why I'm bothering to explain this is because on camera the dice might look as though they act a bit funny. When I first wanted to set everything up, I used this one here. This is MDF and it's got a thin layer of card and cloth, and the dice made a really loud noise. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? So I made this one out of foam board, and the dice are, as you can see, much quieter. This, however, has its own noise, which is this, and does feature quite a bit in the recordings, so I was never happy with it. The other thing about this thing here is the foam board. You have this sort of rigid paper and this foam underneath, and you might think that acts like a shock absorber, but it seems to have a sort of trampoline effect. So when you throw some dice, they bounce everywhere, and I've had to collect some dice from underneath my table. So this here, new one, it's a sort of bastardized version of this. I raised the sides and I added a couple of layers. There's a corrugated cardboard layer, 2 of them, which is a really good shock absorber. And there's this rubber layer. This is the real surface of the rubber. And these ridges, again, make a very good shock absorber. This has a rough texture. And the thing is, when I throw these dice into it, they look fake. They just die. I mean, it's so good. Not only is it much quieter, but it almost looks magnetic. And I thought, does that look like some sort of thing that's done in the editing or After Effects? No, it isn't. This is, a grippy rubber surface. Okay, so that's my explanation. Right, let's get on. Our party are here in the orc cave. We had one orc run off on us. His morale failed. And he ran into this room here. Well, we assume he did. We didn't find him here. Now we're going to have to shut our lantern, and our little dwarf is going to look down here, and our other little dwarf is going to look down here. And we see this room is filled with, using infravision, red glowing bodies. There are in fact 12 male orcs, plus one more for the escapee, and about 15 female orcs, 18, and 9 young. Now we're told that the females and the young will not attack. Right, so we're left with approximately about 13 male orcs. They have infravision as well. I will double check on that. No, actually, they don't have infravision. Okay, so we have some kind of edge on them. Now it's a shame our elf, who has infravision, doesn't have sleep, or she could cast it in there. Malin can't because he really doesn't have a target. We're going to have to pull open the lantern. They are not at all surprised about us because of the one who ran away, nor are they interested in being our friends, because while we spent time looking for him here, he's told everybody that, well, he tried to be friends, they tried to offer us some money in the hope that we would just leave them alone and go away, and that resulted in us killing them. So there's nothing much to do, but they have to defend the women and kids, so they're ready for a fight. Alright, I'm going to put 2 dwarves here, and Sylvia here, and Donard here, and Liz here, and then Malin is going to stand behind them, and the dwarves are going to creep up in the dark, and we're going to pull open the lantern. Let's see, do we get initiative? And we don't. They get initiative. Right, this is a bit of a bottleneck, and I'm going to say only 2 can attack at a time, so they're going to run forward. I'll make sure that none of them have missiles. They have 1 spear each for hurling. Okay, this is not good. So we're going to have 12 spear attacks on 3 people. Right, that's 4 each. Let's do 4 on Carrick. 1 miss. 2 misses. 1 hit. And 18. Nope. There, HD1, that's a miss. Right. So 4 on Corum. Four misses, and then 4 on Donard. Oh, that's a miss. Did you see that? That rolled from 19 to 9. Oh my god. Right. And our young runaway dwarf, he's getting ready to fight. Okay, so that's their turn. Our turn, missile first. Right. We'll do Sylvia. Hits and takes out an orc. We'll do Liz. Misses. What a shame. Then we'll do Malin and a sleep spell. Good enough. That's 10 of them out. So that leaves 3 standing. Much better. And then we have Donard's spells again, and Donard's going to cast Cure Light Wounds on himself. Nice. He does 6 points of healing. He's up to 12 again. So that's 1 Cure Light Wounds. And then we have melee. We're going to do our little dwarf with his hand axe. He misses. And then Carrick with his sword. And he misses. Right. And it's mutual. There's only 2 of them left standing. So 1 on Carrick. Misses. 1 on Donard. Hits. Missile again. Sylvia. +1 for short range. AC 7. They have AC 7. So that is actually a hit. She takes out another orc. Clearly, orcs are her favourite kind of enemy. Liz, with all her bonuses, short range, dex, and 2 for training, easily takes out another orc. So what we're left with are the 10 sleeping orcs. Right, magic again. Donard is going to use the Staff of Healing on himself. And that's another 5 points. He's up to 15. And our 2 dwarves are just going to go around and systematically kill all the sleeping orcs. Right, what are we going to do with the women and kids? Nothing. Yeah. We'll hold them at knife point while we pick through the corpses of this lot. Right. Do we trust them? Yeah. We're going to go back to here. Going to go up to this junction here. Right. We're going to turn off the lantern and have our little dwarf, Carrick, check out here, room number 11. And he comes to a locked door. That's not very good. So he's going to walk down here. Right. And there's no wandering monsters. This has been quite an action-packed little cave. And at the end there, we all follow behind him. And what does he see at the end in infravision? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. He can see most of this room. And he can see 1 large orc and some more smaller orcs. And he reports this to all of us as we gather here. Right. Okay. We'll work out what to do in a minute. Right, our little party of heroes are here. Carrick has used his infravision to look into this room here. He sees 1 large orc, bigger than most, and 2 figures who are reclining. So we can assume these are sleeping. Right, well that gives us an advantage. let's go for it. These are orcs. We're here to clear out the Caves of Chaos. Okay, so let's roll. I'm not going to use surprise because it's highly unlikely he would have not figured out something is going on. However, the two sleeping ones don't get up first round. And we get initiative. So, missiles, we're going to do Sylvia on one of the sleeping ones, and +1 for short range is 12, AC 7. They have AC 7, and she does 2 HP damage. Liz, with her short range bonuses and everything, still misses. Right, we're going to have our 3 melee guys on the orc leader. Let's do Donard, and yep, that's 6 +1 for strength, +2 for training is 9. That orc is down to 6. Then our little retainer with his hand axe misses. And Carrick with +1 for his magic sword, +2 for strength, does 4 +3 is 7 damage, cleans out the orc leader. Right, round 2. The 2 sleeping orcs, who are his mates, are up, and they get initiative. 1 attacks Carrick and misses, and 1 attacks Donard and hits. Argo, Sylvia hits, takes out one of them. Liz misses. Donard, yeah, hits easily, takes out the other one. Okay, so we're left with a dead orc chief and 2 dead bodyguards in this small room here, 20 by 20. And there is a tapestry here, or a curtain, behind the orc chief's throne. So we'll search the bodies and we'll see if there's any good loot there. Well, he seems to have a pretty nifty looking shield. That might sell for something, so we'll take that. He also has the usual gold pieces, and he wears a ring set with a gem for 700 gold. Nice. The 2 orc mates, his bodyguards, had some nominal gold, but what we'll do is we'll pull open the curtain, and behind it is a small treasure chest. Okay. It's locked. Can Liz pick the lock? And she does. That is 1%, the lowest you can get. Well done, Liz. And we find 200 copper, 286 silver, 81 gold, and 31 platinum pieces. We'll search the room for any kind of secret doors. We'll have Carrick have a look for any sort of bizarre structures. Yep, he needs a 1 or 2. And indeed he finds a boulder which can be moved, and behind the boulder is a potion of healing and a scroll with this fireball spell on it. Well, that's nice. Whether or not Malin will use that to copy into his book in the future, or whether we will need it here, is to be decided. But we have cleaned out this little area here, Cave B. Because we found the secret treasure stash here, there's no reason to assume there's another secret door. Our party don't. We miss it. But we go back and we use the key we found on the orc to open up the storeroom. And it has the usual suits of armour and weapons, which will come in handy should we find any other people on our journeys who need these things when we rescue them from the rest of the Caves of Chaos. But let's make our way outside and we'll see where to go next. Right, apologies for all the breaks, it's been quite a disruptive day. That last attack with the orc chief, I had to run that twice because I got interrupted after the first round. The results were the same, maybe 1 extra hit point here, 1 extra miss there, but hey ho. So we've come out of Cave B and we're on this upper tier, and it looks like there might be a path along here to Cave C. So we'll make our way along and see what's in there. And here we are. Now the other thing I forgot, which slipped my mind, was that if the orcs don't have infravision, then how do they see? Caves must be lit. So that kind of invalidates infravision. Okay, so there's a bit of hindsight, post-rationalisation there. So we're at the entrance of Cave C, and as usual, we go in very carefully. We are always told that the entrances are trapped. And at 32, Liz does not find any traps, but Carrick is always tapping ahead with his quarterstaff, and sure enough, we set off a trap. This is one of the few entrances that is trapped. There's some extremely fine wires going across the floor, like tripwires, and as soon as the tip of Carrick's quarterstaff hits them, well, they spring and break, and that sets off this whole mechanism, and this net falls down, and it entraps Carrick for 1d4 rounds. Now, I will give him a chance of getting out of this, because he did use the quarterstaff, and he is a dwarf, so if he rolls a 1 or a 2, he escapes this net, and he doesn't. Right, how many rounds is he trapped? 3. Okay. So he's trapped for 3 rounds, and we immediately know there are people here. But, unfortunately, the alarm has set off some orcs. And after one of those 3 rounds, 9 orcs come running in from here. Yep, you guessed it, 9. They're not surprised by us. They don't surprise us either. Now, who has initiative? Right, they have initiative. Okay, now it's going to be 3 on Carrick. He can't fight back. He's under the net. Right. So let's do 1. Miss. 2 misses. These are bad misses. And 3 misses on Carrick. I would have probably given a small AC attack bonus to the orcs because he was trapped under a net. Right, how many are on Donard? Well, 3. That's a miss. That's a hit. He's down to 12. And that's a miss. And then 3 on Coram. That's a miss. That's a miss. And that is a hit. He's down to 8. Our turn. Archery first. Sylvia, who seems to have an affinity for shooting orcs. Misses. Spoke too soon. Liz hits and takes one of them out. Magic. Well, it's good old sleep spell. This is our second sleep spell of the day. And we take out 7 of them. So there's only 1 left standing. And it's up to Donard and Coram to finish these 2 off. And I finished that 1 off. Doesn't really matter if that was Donard or Coram. That was a kill. Right. Round 1 was when the net fell. Round 2 was when they came. Round 3, we're trying to get Carrick out of the net. He was in it for 3 rounds. He eventually does come round, but in that time, Donard is going to cast his second Cure Light Wounds on himself. And he goes from 12 to 16 HP. And at the end of the 3rd round, we also kill all the sleeping orcs. And just when we think we get a break, we don't. Because in from room 15 comes rushing 4 more orcs and 2 more with crossbows, 6 altogether. They're not surprised. Do they surprise us? They don't. Let's roll for initiative. And we get initiative. Archery first. Sylvia hits, cleans out 1. She takes out 1 of the archers. Liz is going for the other crossbow one. You can't say better than that. That's the other one gone. There's 4 melee. Right. Donard easily takes out 1. Coram, with his +2 strength, takes out another. And Carrick, who's out of the net, misses. Okay. Round 2. There's 2 of those orcs left. Oh no, it's their turn, sorry. Right, 1 on Donard, misses, and 1 on Carrick, misses. Yeah, even if Carrick was still sort of half in the net, that was still a miss, and his attack was still a miss. Okay, round 2. They get initiative. Let's see if their morale holds up. And it does. So again, 1 on 1 on Donard, misses. 1 on Carrick, hits, and hits hard. Right. Archery. Sylvia, misses. Liz, misses. Gone from good to bad. Donard, misses. Coram, misses. And Carrick, he's going to back off. So that's his round. Round 3. We get initiative. And Sylvia misses. Liz misses. Donard hits. Cleans out the 5th orc. Coram misses. Right. Now Carrick is going to spend this round getting his crossbow out. This last orc is on Donard and hits. Right. Round 4. We get initiative again. Sylvia finally hits and cleans out that last orc. We've got a lot of dead orcs here. We've got 15 in total. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Staff of Healing on our little dwarf. And he gets 5 points back, so he's up to 8. So let's investigate these 2 empty rooms. Or presumably empty rooms. Now when we go into room 14, we find a lot of yet more orc females guarding some orc children. We're going to leave them alone. They're frightened enough. Now we go into room 15. This is just a mess hall. And it is a mess. We're talking a fire pit, some crude tables, burnt bones, and scraps of food strewn everywhere. So we've got nothing to do but go up here. And we find a door. Now we're going to listen at the door. Liz has a 1 in 3 chance. She doesn't hear anything. So we're going to open the door. We are expecting trouble. We're not going to be surprised. And apparently the guard behind here is not surprised at us. So let's roll for initiative. And it's mutual. Right. He's on Carrick. And he misses. Sylvia misses. Liz misses. Donard hits and does 4 + 3 is 7. Takes out that guard. Right. So if there's a guard here, there's going to be a chief. Okay, so let's spend a round gathering ourselves. Nobody needs any more healing. Now the chiefs have a habit of being tough, and he knows we're here for him. We're expecting him. Let's just go for this. And it's again mutual initiative. Right, let's see him attack Carrick. Oh, and he misses badly, that's good. He's dead. We've got 2 missiles. Well, fingers crossed he's dead. He's got 16 HP. Whoops. Liz, good. Hits and does 4 + 2, 6 damage. He's down to 10. Sylvia. Okay, that's +1 for short range is 14. That's AC 5. He's got AC 3. That's a miss. We have Coram, who misses. We've got Donard, who misses. And then we have Carrick, who misses. Right, okay, 1 hit. Round 2. And he gets initiative. And he misses. So let's see if Liz can miss really badly. Oh dear. Sylvia again fumbles. Donard +3 misses. Coram misses. Carrick hits, nice, and does 6 + 3 damage is 9. He's down to 1 HP. Right, round 3. We get initiative. He's got 1 hit point left. That was Sylvia. Liz. Okay, we're going to say they're having trouble firing because it's in a confined space. Perhaps they shouldn't be firing at all. Donard. Coram. Oh, finally. After a series of hacking at each other's own legs and trying to shoot each other in the back of the head, he dies. I'll take a break and we'll clear out this little area and investigate the rest of this small cave. I think it's time, though, when we leave, that we go back and camp somewhere. We've used up our 2 cure light wounds and a staff of healing on our 2 main fighters. I'll finish this next time. We'll clean this out. We'll do a summation of the treasure, and then we'll spend next session either going back to the keep or going back to the campsite.